Damn, 610, welcome. The semester started already? That's crazy. Nice. Well, you know where to find me if you need any assistance. As a matter of fact, that reminds me I should probably check my email today. Blah, blah, blah. That's cool. How long is it has it started just this week? How's Charlotte going, by the way? I'm sorry, I'm meaning to ship you your covers. It's just things have been really crazy here. But I hope that you've been able to get started without that. I literally shipped yours the day that I left Michigan, so it was kind of a hectic day. Um, what's up? We got Shadow. Nice, good. In the library. I miss the school library, man. Cherish it. Good times, lots of knowledge. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm starting a goal. Because we have a lot of funds to make up for setting up this whole new lab space here. So it's quite a hefty goal. But I'm going to be streaming for a while. And let's see, it's going to be 100 push-ups without breaking plank formation. The fact is, the new lab setup is taking a while. Longer than I expected. But it's okay. I'm glad to be streaming now. H-Bridge! Yes, good. H-Bridge and ESP32. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I saw the walking. It looked good. I'm happy she survived the shipping. Very, very nice. Rewatching Project Hail Mary. Good movie, man. Is my chair too low? No, that's the highest. Okay, cool. That's fine. So, what am I doing here today? Today, we've got to design a little shelf for these trays here. Let me go grab one of these trays. So, I've purchased about 12 of these orange trays for about $50. And to make my project storage space a little bit more efficient, I'm basically going to pimp out each one of these trays so that it's tailored for a specific project, which is really exciting because then I can just have these kind of clicked into a shelf. And when I need one project, I could just click it out of the shelf and click it. I'm going to have like another thing to click it into my desk. And so that's going to be really exciting because, we've got the Spracelet. Why did I just say Spracelet? We've got the web. We've got the Charlotte. We've got force myography. We've got a bunch of client projects to work on. Gosh, I'm really behind on all that stuff, but moving is hard, as you guys know. So what I want to do now is with what I have in stock, not any any extra materials. Um, I want to be able to build a shelf for these trays. And it's a little bit tight of an office space here. Um, but I'm thinking it would kind of suck if they go here. I mean, I just mounted my diploma here. But I'm like in the corner right there might be a good spot for them. I think that would be okay as long as they're like right up against the wall. Let me see here. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Huh. You guys see this? I got an air quality detector, and it's telling me that the air quality is bad. So I've got to fix that. I haven't set up the ventilation system yet, but that is a big part of what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to open the window and see if that improves. There we go. That's crazy, man. All right, so bad air quality aside, ventilation has not been implemented yet, but I have everything to do that. This just takes time, as I was saying. Okay. We're going to turn you off. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Shadow. Calc 2 is going to kill you. No, it's not. Integration by parts. You can't understand the accent. Yeah, integration by parts is tough. Don't be afraid. That is very, very generous donation. And you rock and will not die to Calc 2. You know where to find me if you need any help. Integration by parts. I know how to do it. Don't worry. But it's not easy. But I hope my accent is a little bit easier to understand, maybe. So, well, now we know you're watching, Mr. Vassar. Yeah, 610, you're talking about blood. He's on the charts. Blood Spider reached out to me for Spider War 2. Unfortunately, I can't justify that commitment of time as much as I would like. Obviously, I'm busy setting up the lab space, taking quite a financial hit from that. So, definitely going to be a little bit. Hopefully, I'll be back for the third one, and I hope they do something cool. Because I can't really justify making a fan film at the moment. I'm just like pure engineering. I'm the business bitch. You know what I mean? All right. So, like I said, these trays, I think will actually work quite well in this corner. So I think that's where they're going to have to go. Statement. Lab requires in all cases neon light strips everywhere in color of your choosing. Bro, you don't even know. You're not even ready. You and I are on the exact same wavelength. I promise. Okay. So if these go against the wall, it would be like this. I know Blood said he has Spider Slayer in there, which is pretty cool. But if they go in, then they can't really go against the baseboards here. Bro, at the moment, I'm really just trying to get this lab set up. That's the unfortunate thing. Is that I'm really off my video schedule. I'm off my project schedule just because of the move. It really stinks. I just feel like I've got to like get everything going again, you know. But the lab is part of that. So if you look in there, you can see all my machines set up. I built those tables that they're standing on. You'll see that in the video soon. And I have enclosures for everything. See, I've already put stuff on the shelves here. Lab requires definitely very necessary for research. Improves results by 5.73%. Wall with huge ass monitors and a very confusing UI layout. Yes. I'm pinning this. That's so funny. Okay, so let me try not to get distracted because you guys are really funny. It's interesting to think about using the wall as one side of this shelving unit. That's the thing. Can I rely on the wall? Basically means command strips. Now, technically, here at this complex, um, they don't they don't mind if we drill into the wall, right? But I still kind of want to avoid it, you know, just so that my space isn't so permanent, I guess, if you know, because if I need to reconfigure things. It's nice that they don't mind if we like bump or scratch the wall. That's considered general wear and tear, but like I don't know. Command strips, like maybe it's just years of being in school and having student apartments, but command strips are really what I'm used to in terms of mounting things on the wall. How far away is this from this theoretical wall? Okay. So it do kind of be. Oh, what's up? We got Cream. And 610 is doing the financially responsible thing of living with family. Very smart. So, I mean, the thing is, I have aluminum extrusion. I think I have 10 aluminum extrusions of like 1,000 millimeters, and they're 20 millimeters wide. So that could form the basis of a shelf, of course. That's kind of what I was planning on. gosh. Okay, well, I know that this side, at least one of these sides, isn't going to be in a wall. So we'll just start with one of these sides. I'm going to isolate bro, I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. That's what I need to be doing. It's hard enough. I've literally purchased the cheapest possible stuff for this lab space, and it's still eating into my bank account. And it sucks that I can't, like, I can't really work. Yeah, I haven't gotten a video out in 3 weeks. And yeah. It's just bad timing. But it's okay. It's going to be better than ever. I'm really excited, honestly. I just need to get this done. Where are these trays? Here are the trays. Okay, isolate those. I want to show the floor. I've modeled this whole office. And we've redone the floors, as you guys might have seen on Instagram. So that's really nice. Okay, great. Let me just look at this side here. Really 1/16 of an inch. I am working in inches here, which is really fun and cool and awesome. I wonder if I can get that filament dispenser to stop making so much noise. Okay. Greetings from Germany. I wonder where in Germany you were. My girlfriend and I were in Munich this summer. That was fun, visiting some friends from graduate school. Coming off the tail of, my paid conference travels. At least I still get some benefits of grad school, however small they'll be. When will the stream actually start? This is the stream? Are you guys not seeing the the screen? All right, we're gonna do a little. And you just got to refresh your page, dude. See? I got it right here. Welcome to the stream. Bro, we're not guessing races here, okay? We're not doing that. In this chat, race is a social construct. Try to stay on topic, y'all. So, I mean, like, the general size of this shelf doesn't really need to be beyond the trays. Because if we're clipping in and out, where is the tray? It kind of needs to just be the exterior point here. Why has this come from lab design to apartments to nations? That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Shira. Okay, so like if this tray clips in on the front side here, it basically needs like a little like leaf spring, like here. So this can be on the outside. But it doesn't, this can be just attached here. So this is the outline there, and then this can sit on the floor. The CAD Goblin. That's true, Cream. You can't let it happen. You cannot let me succeed. I'll become too powerful. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch. So that's the general shape of the shelf wall. A rectangle, who'd have thought? But the problem is I only have 5. I have 10 1,000 millimeter aluminum extrusion pieces, which basically means I get. It basically means I get 5 for each side, which is kind of crazy. I shall distract him with my random talk no jutsu. You are, Cream. You are. But maybe just make up for it with a small donation in kind so that I can get this lab space finished. Because you're just so funny. Okay. 20 millimeter. Whoa. And 1,000 millimeter. Okay, so that's the size of my extrusion. I'm a little bit. It's hard to draw rectangles. Oh no. What is this one? There we go. When rectangles are not square. So I'm basically like, can I construct this shape with like beams and shit? You know? Oh, great. Darn. Okay, why don't we'll just deal with a single 1,000 millimeter, because it's pretty thin. It's basically a line. No, not 1,000 meters. 1,000 millimeters. Now you take that job. That's right. My wish is for all my fans to be employed. So if this locks up at the bottom vertex here and then ends up there, okay, kind of a beam thingy. This one can make it up here. That's a triangle. And that's 1, 2 triangles. As long as I, have something to put these together here, which I think will be a 3D printed base of some kind, even though this is like 13 inches, so it'll have to be like 2 3D printed parts, but we work with what we have. I do have some extra filament. Let's see here. 1,000 millimeters here. Oh boy, did this just finish? Okay, we got some baseboards finished. Still work, or do I need to print this one again? I think this one accidentally printed with 100% infill. That freaking sucks. Chill, bro. No, this works just fine. Actually works better when it's all warped like that. Okay, I think I've got to start. You guys have no idea what this is, but it's fine. Just put that there. Okay, got some clear filament. Going to be used to print said neon lights we were discussing earlier. Not actually neon, of course. Okay, y'all. So that's that. Obviously, it would be better if none of these things cross, because that increases the thickness. Could cut some pieces, of course, but I'd rather not. Okay. So I guess this kind of a thing here, triangle up top, triangle here. And then I can connect these with printed parts. And that leaves me with quite a lot of extrusion, actually. So I think that'll probably be the way to do it. Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. So I guess we'll offset this by 20 millimeters. Offset this by 20 millimeters. You know what? The general shape. We can still take advantage of how thick these are. LMAO, what just happened? Yeah, the problem is I'm trying to use what I have. And I have these extrusions. Acrylic sheet would be cool. I agree. But I don't have it. Sometimes we need to fly before we can walk. Manufacture before you design. No, that's literally not possible. What are you talking about? Manufacture before you can walk. Manufacture before you can design. No. Unfortunately, sometimes that is kind of the deal, but okay, see where I'm going with this? And we're going to make these other ones super duper fast by doing a little trick I like to call cheating. Using the power of geometry. Got him. See what I did there? Okay. So basically, I'm going to need a couple of printed parts. And we've essentially got like 8 millimeters to work with. And I'll deal with, yeah, the connection points between these first. Yeah. I just do CAD before CAD. Exactly. Just draw and draw. So like 8 inches by 8 inches is pretty safe for a 3D printed part size for the machines that I have. Which means that we probably should go up to like here. That seems pretty reasonable. It's going to need to think about like I had those extrusions up here, didn't I? Where did they go? Where did they go? There they are. My chair farts every time I sit down, which is definitely a problem we're going to have to deal with as well. Okay, so M5 screws constitute the bulk of my T-slot nuts. And I basically have two sizes of M5 screws available to me. This one which can stretch, that should probably include a thickness of 15 millimeters. Almost 16. Or let's call it 14.5 millimeters, okay? Then this size, like 8 millimeters. 7.5. 14.5, 7.5. Okay. Let's think here. Let's do both. Why not? Because if this one goes here, kind of leaves us some space to put the other one there reasonably. Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling this one should be pretty strong. Make that 1/2 inch. All right, let's make this shape. Pretty weird shape. Okay. I guess that's what I just designed. Let's make it. Let's make that a different color so I can see it better. Bye, 610. Go learn. Go be big brain. No, orange is not going to help me. Blue. Okay. I think we probably need a little bit. Just a little cross here. Little cross beam. That's my wrapper name. Cad Goblin Rises. Let's go with that. Very organic looking. Looks like it was procedurally modeled, or rather generatively modeled, but no, I did that by hand. I think that should be good. Only thing I'm kind of missing is space for screws, which is tricky. As much as I like to tap the end of this thing, this is a 1/4-20 tap, right? That's way too big. I think I can. Let me. Pretty sure I have my metric taps up here somewhere. Hello, metric taps. Yeah. This place is a mess. Lord help me, I don't know. But if I just measure the diameter of this hole at the end, it should be tappable. If it's 4 millimeters, that's definitely M5 tappable. It's not easy, but it's aluminum. But do I even care? Because this is like not the best place anyway. Can I reach an Allen key in here? I mean, yeah. It's not going to be easy. Basically thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to be safe. Thanks, it's totally on purpose. It's not because my camera doesn't work. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Should probably add a couple fillets just around the edges too, just so it's not super gross and disgusting. These will be smaller. Okay, I think then the holes here are pretty clear where the holes go. This is my rack for my project tray. So I was talking about earlier, you might have missed it. I'm building this rack because these trays will serve as where my projects go. So I'm going to pimp out each tray with like I'll have a soldering tray, for instance. So like different workspaces. Like this soldering tray will have like a soldering mat. It'll have the soldering iron. Have a fume extractor. It'll have all my alligator clips to hold things in place. And this can just go on the storage rack, and it's all kind of together. So I clip it out and then plug it into my desk and then click it out and plug it back into the rack. And I'll have the same thing for all my projects. So I'll have like a web tray, I'll have a Charlotte tray, I'll have a force myography tray. This will allow me to just because I'm working with some limited space, I just clip out the tray from the rack, plug it in to my desk. I can work on the project that I need to work on. And when I'm done, I don't need to clean things up or put things back where they go. Everything that I'm still working on, I just take it off the desk and plug it back into the rack. It'll really help me stay organized with the insane amount of projects that I have. Okay. You're looking at it, brother. It's on its way. It's definitely taking some getting used to, but it's just about you know, finishing up all the setup, which is taking so long. But it's going to be really awesome when it's done. I am keeping the CNC, but it's going to go down in the garage, so I'm not worried about setting that up yet. But it is going to be pretty crucial to getting everything set up. That looks nice. Okay, so that's all the holes on this side. And we do have a couple more to fill in. How wide are the heads of these screws here? 9. Okay, 10 millimeters. Okay. Make sure this is 14.7 millimeters. Okay, that'll work. Feel like I need. It's kind of close to the edge, actually. see here. There we go. That'll be a little bit better. Over here, it's a little bit tricky. I think I need to cut into this a little bit. Hopefully that's not too offensive to the eye. Now it really looks like it was generated by some algorithm or by nature. Okay. 10 millimeters, that's what I thought. Five 5.6 millimeters. What else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna straight up like chamfer this face and this face by 1 millimeter. Damn, seriously? That's where you have a problem, right there? Okay, what if I fillet this too? There. What's up? Oh, what's up, Matt? That's great, man. I'm really happy you're making progress. You have some really nice, kind of big ideas that I'm really interested to see if they work. Okay, now that fillet is working. Nice. Actually, don't know about this face here. But this one definitely. Definitely this one. But maybe I'm jumping ahead a little bit here. Let's put a couple of features down first. Cool, I finished the LED windows. Nice. Cool. Damn, that's too bad about the solenoid. I was hoping that we would get some info on that. Yeah, but feel free to schedule anytime. My schedule is open. Yeah, I don't know. Have you found those solenoids anywhere else? We got our LED windows here. It's good. Let's see here. I think I can. So basically, we've got baseboards. This is a transparent part that you can't really see here. And that will cover up and kind of diffuse the light of the LED that is inside the baseboards, the giant, really bright LED strip. You might have seen it on my Instagram story. But yeah, it works. Very cool. Okay. Now back to the shelf thing. Do I have more coffee? No, I ran out of coffee. This is really actually really sad. I really like coffee. I don't like to run out of it. And it really helps me work. But I think my girlfriend has a Diet Coke stash. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They were for satellites, right? So pretty niche customer base for those. And Matt, you made me remember that I really should start developing a product line of uh, valves for devices like this. Is this? That's perfect. Wow. Custom ones. Custom ones are hard. Yeah, it's definitely going to take a little bit of development, but I do think it's a good idea. And probably I can get that out before I do the whole web. I'll just do it like this. Did I put these down as 5.5? They should be 5.6. It doesn't really matter. I know. No, not 5.6 inches. 5.6 millimeters. There we go. Yeah, what it's just a matter of what goes into that 5.6 millimeters. I swear to God, what goes into that that product bundle, right? How is it packaged? That's really the. Oh, I understand your problem here. Do that. Symmetrical. Yeah, pinch valves are cool, but they're rated for so much lower pressure. I think the ones we looked at also were, but there were a couple different ones on that website. It was a really hard website to read. Was it a Japanese company? I'm pretty sure that it was, though I could be wrong. Well, then you should go get that and see what it looks like. Definitely big W. Definitely W. What are we dealing with here? Bing, bong. Yeah, 0.5 inches. Okay. Got hole, 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 hole. And this will fit on a print bed, right? Yeah. I think that's all of the holes. And we add that chamfer back in. Looks pretty good. Oh. Sir, we are missing your You are not coming through the other side. Come on, man. Takasago. That's definitely Japanese, right? Has to be. Okay. Really interesting structure here. Really interesting structure. I kind of like it. What's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? Um, should maybe, because now I'm going to need to think about the kind of clip-in thingy, like how these clip in. So it's gonna be like a leaf spring, but 3D printed, like a bistable, like not too intense, but enough that they won't like slide out on their own. So for instance, I think here's probably the best place to start modeling that. so if we offset this by 0.2 millimeters, also kind of need this plane here, which is where the wall of the shelf is going to be. And truly, I think it's just going to be like a circle. One circle that is tangent to this curve. Thickness of this should be pretty thin, like 1/16 of an inch. And then it's just a matter of how much interference. I think it should be like an eighth of an inch. Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You too? Okay, now the air quality indicator in the closet is going off, so this bodes really well. I haven't completed the ventilation system yet. That is on my to-do list, my extensively long to-do list. But he's having an issue. What does this one say? I have the window open. This, I guess it takes 60 seconds to start up for some reason. I don't know why. Hmm. Now he's a little happier. This one says it's fine. I'm wondering if these air quality detectors are really bullshit because they came with the cheapest possible enclosures I could get, which I'm surprised even came with anything. Like it came with ventilation fans, came with ventilation tubes, uh, $40 a piece. So if I put these two next to each other and they're not reading the same thing, that's kind of a red flag. Let's see. Yeah, dude, I'm putting a whole ventilation system together. That's going to be controllable over Wi-Fi. These are actually kind of in agreement, but let me wait till they start up. But it is strange. I have the window open. Out here it seems to be okay. In there it was kind of having a panic attack. But probably there is a printer in there. They all have enclosures, but they're not ventilated yet. But luckily I'm just printing PLA for now. Oh, that reminds me. So I was offsetting something. This. Yeah, please use 3D printers with proper proper precautions taken. Nice, okay. I will say it is kind of nice to be in the same same place as the 3D printers with my computer. That is kind of cool. Oh man, I forgot something. Smoke came out of it. Oh damn. A capacitor decided to pop. That's crazy. That must have been a very exciting day. Something here. I just made this little leaf spring embedded in here. um, but I'm now kind of realizing my mistake because I don't exactly have room for that sort of structure anywhere else. So I've actually got to kind of refactor this a little bit. I would get some water. Water break. Everybody, water break. It's good for you. It's good for me. It's good for everybody. I know I said water break and then didn't get water. But now I'm gonna another piece of the baseboard done though. Jeez, jeez, jeez. second. I found out I still have a little bit more in the pot. So, all right. So we got to make sure that this leaf spring mechanism here is generalizable, such that it can fit around this post, because that post is going to be there pretty regularly. No, except over here, can't do it at all. No, but it can still fit around the post, because I can design that part to be whatever. Oh, wait a minute. I think it actually is okay. It's just this guy. Yeah. That's this point here. Yeah. Okay. Right. Couple more things. Okay. I'm done with the sketch. So instead of this whole shape, we're taking out that part, and that part, and that part. And I guess this thing. Mm-hmm. Need to make space for that now. Ugh. Okay. It's okay. Wait, shit. I think I wasn't. Yeah, I mean, whatever. That works. Let's try that. Mm-hmm. I'm almost not convinced that this is stiff enough. That might do a little better. I think we only need one screw here. Like, why would we need multiple? I'll just tap this. Love the gray camera. My eyes are hurting watching your side tab open. What, this one? Or you mean the browser? I can't really. There you go. Now nice and clean. I don't have that many features. What are we talking about here? 4.4. Probably shouldn't have done that much. And welcome back, Rick. Sorry I still don't have a schedule. Things have been pretty crazy here setting up the new space. It should be. Yeah. No. these are trays, so you missed it. So I've got about 12 of these plastic trays for about 50 bucks. And what these will be is it'll help me with my organization because these are project trays or workspace trays. So I only have like 1 or 2 desks, but I have about 12 or so projects. And of course, sometimes I'm going to need soldering, sometimes I'm going to need cutting, sometimes I'm going to need like drawing, whatever. So basically, I'm going to pimp out each of these trays with a different workspace. It could be specific to a project, or if I already have plans for like a solder workspace where I have like a soldering mat and the iron, the heat gun, all the alligator clips, a fume extractor, all affixed to this tray. And so when I need that, I click it out of this shelf, and then I click it into my desk so I can work with it. And when I'm done, I can click it back into this shelf. And so I can also have a tray for each of my projects, like a Charlotte tray, a web tray, all that stuff. So I don't have to like put everything away to be like completely done with a project. I can just like stop where I'm at, click the tray back into the shelf, and pick out another one. It'll really help me with all the things that I have going on. I'm going to hold those trays on the side as well. So this is like one wall of a shelf, and so I think that this wall is going to be on the other side as well. It's going to be in the corner over there. And then I'm basically making like a leaf spring thing here. It's basically a shelf, right, for these trays, but I can pick in and out. But I really want... What is this? I really want to have a little bit of tactile kind of... These trays are sitting in their spot. That feeling of being able to click them in and out. Okay. I think that's it for that fixture. I still need like real shelving, kind of like a little shelf here. So wondering if I should just make this come out. Well, shouldn't have to hold. Like, this is not really meant to be a like part of the shelf, part of the load bearing. That should be all over here. Awesome. Food is cooking, program is running. The best state. You're making me hungry. Weather is thundering. Oh my god, you've got all the ambiance. My goodness. This is perfect for you. I think this should be 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, like 1.5 millimeters. I want to get as much support as possible here. Yep, still live 610. I hope communication systems was fun. I'm curious, what do they cover in that class? I've never heard of a class with such a name. Granted, I think we have slightly different majors, but stuff from Signal. So like, is it more of like a math class? Like you covering like linear systems, convolutions, Laplace transforms, Fourier transforms, that sort of thing? Fourier. Love it, dude. Fourier transform, so cool. Go from the time domain to the frequency domain. Oh, classic. Classic. Come on, Matt. Don't sell yourself short. You're not a caveman. You're not a caveman. I know this is too long to fit in a printer, but I wish it weren't because it would actually be kind of perfect to have a piece like this. 9.772 inches. Let's just see. Can I print something like that diagonally? Diagonally. What should your self-reflection essay be about? That's like the opposite of something I could help you with. This is about self-reflection. Not about will reflection. It should be about you. Yes, it's very long, I understand. But what if I just do a quick little ooh. Hey, there we go. Okay. So this should definitely I should definitely not split this up. Uh-huh. I thought about splitting it up, but clearly that's not the right thing to do. Let's just get a little. This is nice, and the whole shelf is there. 0.5? Is that too much? I think that's fine. It looks pretty good. Let's get a chamfer here and here and here and here and here and here. Okay. Look at that. Beauty. Bro, get off the games. Design your web shooters. Come on. I really like that piece actually. I'm really thrilled that it actually fits in the printer. The only thing I'm missing is attachment to other things. Did I design this right? How thick is this? 10 millimeters. Does that work? I think that I'll have to do a little indent, but that's probably for the best anyway. Let's go 610. Thank you very much for the generous donation. That gives us about $400 to go. Let's go. All right. 610 said he emailed me some art. Let's see. Oh. I don't think I have it yet, 610. We emailed me just today. Just now. I think I need. No way 610 goes into the spam folder. What are we talking about here? That would be really bad. And silly since I've been responding to him many times. I don't see it. Back in July. Back in July. What are we talking about here? I must have been busy. What, this one? I mean, it's dope as hell. I love that it's on a screen, too. This must have taken a while. Oh, wait. I didn't see this one. That's pretty dope. That's you and the blood spider, huh? Pretty sick. Oops. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to MTV The Show. Sounds good, Rick. I'm glad that you guys are procrastinating because I can't. I don't have, I feel like I don't have, I have been working nonstop on this lab setup and it's just been so extreme. But I'm glad that that you guys are able to do that. That makes me happy. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do here. Procrastination is good. I think there are studies that have found that it is good because a lot of times when you're doing mentally intensive tasks like engineering projects like this, most of your work is actually going to be done in your brain. And if you're just constantly actually doing the thing, then you don't have time to actually solve the problems before they happen, you know. 5.6 millimeters. Just giving that a little extra oomph. Sure. Feel free to send that to me. You know where to email me. Very, very bad advice. No, it's good advice, actually. It's actually very, very good advice. Just don't procrastinate while being on your phone. It's good to procrastinate doing other tasks, but don't procrastinate by consuming mindless content. That's not good. They have found that that does not achieve the desired effect. I think that I shouldn't have done this edge. Just that one. Because great. I'll show everybody. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Da-na-na-na, dun-dun, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, dun-dun, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, dun-dun, da-na-na-na. Haha, what the hell is this? What is this, dude? Whoa, what happened? Rick, I have been forced to work in both worlds for this project. I won't explain why, but it's just been easier to make this singular project in inches. Yeah. Mostly because of the dimensions of the room and the standard hardware store materials here. Mm-hmm. All right, Matt, let's see. Did you send it over? Nope. There we go. Hey! This is looking good, Matt. So that's the prototype. Yeah, should work. I like the seal. Can see that. I think this should work. This should be able to hold the pressure, especially if it's machined. Yeah, no problem. Very nice. Really good work. Okay, now to figure out what the hell this is. 0.4 millimeters. Just make sure your TPU gasket is multiple layers of printing. Otherwise, you might have some voids that are going to cause problems. Oh, shucks. Come on, guys. There we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix this stupid thing. Okay, what the hell is that? Clearly, I missed something. Oh my god. Okay. I'm just going to split this. There we go. Problem solved. Make this go back to here. And make this go back to there. Great. I love that. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to deal with the chamfer anymore. Seems like a disaster waiting to happen. Hmm. Let's go. Matt be eaten because he's a smart guy who needs big brain food. Like these 1, 2, 3 screws there should be able to handle this. Ooh, I'm definitely screenshotting these podcast recommendations. Thank you, Rick. I think that's good enough. I just need like the same sort of thing over here. Make sure we're not interfering with the screw that's up there. So like that should be fine. Takes a while to get home. Takes a while to get home in the big 610. Darknet Diaries. What's it about, Matt? Oh my god, why am I yawning? I think I need some coffee. What did I do this? What did I do this offset before? It was 0.45 millimeters. That means this. Yep, good. Okay. Kind of completes our triangle there. It's nice. Cybersecurity. Interesting. Okay. Just naming my bodies here so that I can color them. Shelf back corner, shelf leaf brace, shelf brace, upper extrusion lower. Okay, I'm gonna color a couple things here just so I can differentiate. This one here, we're gonna make yellow. This one back here, I'll do this color. Okay, call me crazy, but I have a vision. An uncensored LLM on the darknet, which is decent enough. Nice, Rick. I don't know why you were looking for that. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is just to make sure that these are like properly constrained, and I don't need all this material here. I just need this one screw, basically. And it can really be like maybe like just 3 inches there. Because this is just to make sure that if the tray is off balance, that it won't tip upwards. And I need one more thing here, which is basically just a spacer to make sure that these are the distance apart that I want them to be. And we'll do that by just basically having a block of material attached to the upper part, but stretching so that it touches the lower part. Okay. And I probably also want like just a small fillet there so that there's no like sharp edges for it to get caught on, so it's really easy to slide in, just in case I have it slightly misaligned. Flow analysis in do you mean Fusion? No, I don't think I've ever done fluid analysis in Fusion. I think it's in there in their simulation package. Oh, it doesn't look like it is. They have other programs that are built for that, so I wouldn't recommend doing it in Fusion. Because here we only have static stress, modal frequencies, electronics, cooling, thermal stress, structural buckling, nonlinear static stress, quasi-static event simulation, dynamic event simulation, shape optimization, injection molding simulation. Injection molding probably would be the closest thing, but these are not really physics simulations here. Did my camera die? I think it did. I thought I had it plugged in. These are simulation types that are all designed for a like a non-scientist to use, which is tricky to do if you don't understand like how to do boundary conditions and yada yada yada. But I've used COMSOL, I've used Fluent, ANSYS. The AI is bullshitting you. I wouldn't be surprised if the AI doesn't understand this. I get that all the time. The rare occasion when I use an LLM, um, especially to learn. I found that sometimes it's useful for learning about like what you're asking, like what software is capable of doing and what it's not capable of doing. So, for instance, I asked it questions about KiCad, right? And I'm like, "Can you do this in KiCad?" And it will just give me some long-winded answer that is just like, "Okay, does it? Can it or can't it?" And so, when you pry for more information, the AI tries to appease you, um, which is so stupid because it literally just wants you to send more chats. For a complete beginner is tough because I learned all my simulation in university. So I did mechanical engineering, and when you do mechanical engineering, you learn, you have fluids, and then I had, grad school, I had more advanced fluids, and you learn to use simulation programs like Fluent or COMSOL, which is not so Autodesk has a CFD program. Correct. That's a different program than Fusion. The generative design extension, I don't know much about that. I don't think that's what you're looking for, though. I mean, if you do game dev, you're probably familiar with Blender, and there's fluid simulation in Blender, but it's just not probably like physically accurate because you're looking at, when you're talking about fluids, you're looking at solving the Navier-Stokes equations, which can be done, you know, by method of finite differences and a number of other things. But I've built fluid simulators before that use finite differences. There's a lot of computation. It's like the most complicated system of partial differential equations there is. There's a reason where there's like prizes for the Navier-Stokes equations. It's a whole mathematical thing, right? Which I'm not equipped to talk about. Um, but but that's the kind of simulation that you're looking for. And the problem is most of those programs are pretty expensive. But what you're looking for is just look up like finite element fluid solver is what you're looking for. And yeah, you might not know how to use it, but I'm happy to help. Okay. So that's this one kind of complete. If you're split between mech and aerospace, you're going to learn all about fluids. Honestly, Matt, you don't need to do this much analysis at this stage. You're probably better off. It will be less expensive for you, probably time wise and money wise, to build the thing and see if it works. Um, that's the thing uh, with fluid analysis is I've just kind of avoided it altogether. And there's some intuition you can use, and there's ways you can simplify the Navier-Stokes equations with assumptions that I've used before to help me as well. That doesn't require an outright simulation of all of the physics that govern fluids, you know. But that's what the school is for. That's what these degrees are for. Yes, that's right. Always have that assumption until it doesn't work. So don't worry about the simulation for now. Dude, just read a fluid mechanics textbook, you know, or like a fluid. It's like probably a fluid simulation textbook or like a finite element analysis textbook. Just read that. Buy one and read it. That's what I would do. And we're back. Yeah, I mean, Jules, I'd say go for it. I mean, understand that it might not work, but but it's always worth it. If you don't have the funds for prototyping and you have the funds to do the final product, go for it. Trying to figure out what else do I need here. I think that what I want to do, I can delete these ones here. Shelf back corner top. Yeah, I would agree with that, Matt. But in my opinion, going for the final product and failing is prototyping, you know, in a sense. Like that's sort of how I prototype. I try to get as close to the final product as I can every time. And I think you learn more that way. But you work with what manufacturing you have available to you, rapid manufacturing, right? Not like, you know, contract manufacturing. That's sort of what makes it a prototype, not anything else really. I'm thinking that I want to mirror these over because like this will work. Although I could first, I think what I'm going to do first is take this rotate it 180. And move it from this point to that point, and then move it again. 0.2 millimeters. So that's all of this. I probably do want to do that. You're building an arc reactor with radioactive stuff? Holy cow. I would have you taken a nuclear engineering course is my first question would be. Please be careful. You're building a nuclear arc reactor. So I don't think you've unlocked the secret to nuclear fusion. So that means you must be going for a small fission reactor, which I don't know how you do that. And I don't know why. It cannot produce that much power, and there's no way it would be really dangerous. All of its beta and alpha though. Bro, what is the material? That can be dangerous. That can be dangerous too. Isn't that neutrons? Okay. Okay, alpha radiation is not very dangerous. Well, it still can be. Beta radiation, I would be a little bit more. Which one is neutrons? Do they not get a Greek letter? What kind of the one's plasma with opposite charges restrained in different areas electrostatically, the others radioactive breakdown and some chemical. The answer, Rick, is my pieces aren't long enough. I don't know, Jules. I don't know how you're gonna generate